Hi, my name is Noel Davis with Vermiculture, and here's our week 22, I think it is, bin update. So last week we added some food, and we just are trying to build up those microbes and build up that worm population. So that's what we're still going to keep doing this week. We're going to check it out, see if there's still food left, if so, how much, and if anything needs to be added to the bin. So let's go to the worm bin and start taking a look here. So here's our worm bin. All right, take off the lid here. All right, quite a bit of moisture on the top, which is okay. It's not like it's it looks like there's also, I don't know if you can see them, but there's also some little mites on here too. It looks like some little red mites on the bin here. So it's got a little bit of a mite population. I don't know if you can see those or not, but there's little tiny bugs on the top there. I'm not seeing any fruit flies, which is good. I'm not seeing any worms on the top either. So let's just take a look here. It's a little dry in some areas on the top. It's not too bad. I mean, this part right here is still a little bit moist. Okay, there's some worms in here, which is good. You can see some worms over here. So we definitely have worms in here still. That's always one of the things that I look for, is to make sure that there are worms. So there's some here and here and here. So that's actually good. So we have a good, healthy population already on the top. I mean, this is only the first couple inches. Oh, there's more back here. This looks really good right now. All right, now here we go. This is, again, I don't know what these are. Let's see if I can zoom in on this here. Right here. Trying to be careful here when I zoom so I don't make everybody sick. It's too far. All right. I can't really see him as well as it could before. But right here, there was a bunch of little tiny white, it looks like white worms, or I don't know if they're pot worms or something, but they were all over here. And I don't know what those are still. I don't know if those are just baby worms that are hatching, and there's just a whole lot of them in this area. Because I noticed hold on, let's just see, there's all over here. So I don't know. This could be really good or really bad. I don't know. We're going to see if I can kind of dig in here a little bit and see if I can find some more. Okay, so if you can see, right around here, I don't know if you can see this on the video or not, but there's some little tiny, and I mean tiny, I mean they're really tiny worms, or pot worms, or some other larva that's in here that I've never seen before. Now, oh wait, hold on here. Hold on, I'm going to grab something here. I'm going to reach across here. This is a worm egg right here. See right there? That is a worm egg. So we definitely have some eggs in here, or cocoons, I guess I shouldn't say eggs, cocoons. So they are definitely multiplying, which is good. That's one of the things that we really, really want here, is for them to multiply, because that's how they can consume more food. So let's just see if I can dig into. I mean, there's a lot of worms in here, a lot more than there have been in the past, which is good. I mean, that's what we're trying to do right now, is build up the population. Here's some of the food that's left over with a bunch of worms on it right here. They seem to be a lot on the top right there, but that's a skin of some sort from a mango maybe or something. So let's just dig to the bottom here. There's not much in the bottom. There seem to be more in the top layer this time. A little bit moist down here. Oh, a lot of worms down here in this bottom section. I think there's some food that is still left over, but so let's just knock some of this off. Hold on here. There we go. There was some, so we still have some of the skin here from, guessing that's mango or something. And there's a bunch of worms on it. See right here that you can see. So they're still consuming some of the food in here, but it's not too bad. Oh, there's a lot of worms down here in this bottom section. It's getting a little bit compacted down here, which is why it's hard for me to get out. So probably the skins and stuff are a little bit too moist. See, there's a lot of worms in here, which is good. So we're going to put some of this drier bedding down there from the top, kind of mix it up a little bit. There's more worms in here. I mean, look at this. We're really starting to build up the population here with how much food we've been adding. There's a lot more worms in here than there have been in the past. And as I said, I don't know about these little baby worms or pot worms or whatever they are. But that's always a good sign to see more growth in the bin. This side, I have a few worms in. Get that off. A few worms caught up in here. You got one moving around over there. So there's worms over here too. Let's just take a look here. If you can't tell, the bin is also compressed down. Before it was easily over stacking the top here, and it's really compressed down. And the burlap, this is burlap over here. It is really ripping apart now. It's just shredding apart every time I pull on it. So it's really starting to break down now with all this material we have in the bin. So I'm not seeing the same type of population over here for worms on this side. This is probably the side that we did not feed. I'm seeing some, but not a whole lot in here. So a little bit moist here at the bottom. Some worms on the edges, but again, we're going to try to drop some of this drier material from maybe the top of the bin in here. Try to keep it nice and spread out. This is a little dry over here, but okay, big chunk of burlap here. It feels like it has castings all through it. Like this right here, look at this. This is all fully decomposed material. This is, well, a little bit of newspaper in there too, but look at that. I mean, like there's some worms in there, but that's material has been thoroughly worked through. It looks like that's it's still these little white specks you see on there, if you can see those. I think that is actually eggshell. So that's part of the eggshell that we added when we first started the bin weeks ago. And that stuff takes forever to break down, if it ever does. So the bin's looking pretty good. The worm population seemed to be concentrated right in this section and over here, but that's not a bad thing. So what we're going to do here is I have a whole bunch of spinach that actually went bad, and I'm going to put that in here. This is frozen spinach right now. I freeze all my veggies that I'm going to put in the bin before I put them in, which is, in this time of year when it's 10 degrees outside, is not the best, but you know, it's already cool enough. But so this will shrink down quite a bit because it's already been frozen, and right now it's only that way because it's warm or cold right now, so it's going to shrink down once it warms up, and it should hopefully warm up quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of cover that with some fresh material. From the bin. And it looks like that's part of a banana peel right there. We probably should bury that because that will attract fruit flies. The other thing I'm going to do here, just as a precaution here, is I'm going to add a little bit of coffee grounds here. So this is actually right from this morning when I had my coffee. I don't drink coffee all the time, but I usually get my grounds from my office where they allow people to fill up containers with them and bring them home. So there we go. There's our bin update for week 22, and the bin is still looking really good. It's starting to grow. It looks like in worm population. I think the overfeeding it, I think, really helps. I have found that to be good in other bins that I have, where if you keep feeding them more and more and you load it up, the worm population has to increase to consume the food. Now, there's a certain limit to that I have found. I don't know exactly when you can find that limit, except for you just realize you've overfed them. But I definitely find that overfeeding them builds the population more so than underfeeding them or having a really good bin or leaving them alone even. I've found that overfeeding them makes them reproduce because they try to keep up with their food supply. They're not trying to hold back. So that's my update for this week. I hope you enjoyed. And there we go, our week 22 update on our worm bin. So it's looking good. The worms are still alive, and I hope if you start one, you have the same luck as we've had with this or better. Okay? Thank you. Bye.